Yo, what's up, family? Before we start the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and share it in everyone that you can. Just get out there a little bit more. With that being said, let's get right into the video. All right, how y'all doing? I hope y'all doing good. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, make sure you take your shoes off before we come in the house. And we all know that the Celtics offense maintain their fluidity. We've seen the Celtics be dominant on both sides of the floor in every part of these games. Again, they've been up 14 plus in every single game. But the problem is that their mentality on the offensive side, most of the times it wavers late in games, and they allow the Knicks to get runs where they're not scoring for 8 minutes. There's no way a team of this magnitude, even without Jason Tatum, should be scoreless for 8 minutes. So the Celtics continuing to run their actions. They're using things to poke at the Knicks switching, and they have a lot of actions that they can call that have so many different outcomes and so many different ways to score. So it makes no sense when they're going through offense and they're just doing one screen actions. They need to be better at that, and in this game they were. All right, so here for the first play, the Celtics go to their famous Spain PNR. Spain PNR is a type of pick and roll in which there's a back screen set for the ball screener's man. So Luke Cornett is the on-ball screener right here. He's gonna set this screen on Mikal Bridges. Then Payne Pritchard is gonna set this screen on his man, on Luke Cornett's man, which is Karl Towns. The goal of this play is to have this guy set the screen, him set the back screen, and this guy can roll freely, or have this guy switch on him, or put pressure on this tag man here, and then we have a 2-on-1 with the roller and this guy in the corner. There could be some shake action with that too when this guy comes up as the roll is happening. So here the Knicks just don't play this well. Oh, also last thing, for the guy who sets the back screen, after they set the back screen, when it's usually like right here or so, he'll come out to the 3-point line. So the defense is usually so hooked on trying to get back to the roller who just got a back screen, that guy comes out to the 3-point line and is usually open. But on this way, the Knicks just play this absolutely horrible. We got Mikal Bridges trailing after the screen. Karl Towns just leaves Luke Cornett, expecting either this tag man here who's OG or Jalen Brunson to switch. They're not doing that. So the way the Knicks play this leaves a lot of pressure on OG Anunoby, who now has to check two people. Luke Cornett gets the ball, easy read to Jaylen Brown. He takes his time and he drains a three. All right, so the Celtics didn't score in this play, but I really liked it, and it's not something that I've seen the Celtics run a lot this season, but it's a really good play to be switching defenses. So first, Luke Cornett is going to set this on-ball screen on Mikal Bridges for Jaylen Brown, and per the Knicks defensive game plan, which of course is switching, we expect Mitchell Robinson to come up to the level of the screen at some point and meet Jaylen Brown right here so he can switch. All right, so after that, we have Sam Hauser right here. He's going to do a go screen right here with Jalen Brunson on him. So he's going to run right in front of Mitchell Robinson and do a go screen. So this can either do one or two things. This can free up Jaylen Brown if this screen is good by Cornett, because he's going to set this screen. And if he runs in front of Mitchell Robinson just a half a second where he can get up to the level of this screen and switch to Jaylen Brown, that could be a shot. Or we get the switch by Jalen Brunson here, and he has to step up and guard Jaylen Brown, which would ideally mean that Mitchell Robinson is one step behind, so Sam Hauser can get an open look for the slot 3 after the go screen. So, and that's exactly what happens. Luke Cornett sets the screen. Sam Hauser runs right in front of Mitchell Robinson, so he can't be up to the level of the screen and switch. Jalen Brunson sees that, so he switches, but then Mitchell Robinson is still in no man's land as Sam Hauser gets open for the slot 3. If this pass was quicker, I feel like it'll be better, but Sam Hauser did get a semi-open look. He just didn't hit it. All right, so the Celtics are going to combine two actions that they use a fair amount. They're going to go to Horns Chest, and then they're going to combine that with some Chicago/zoom action. So of course, first we got Horns Chest, which can be simplified as Ghost Flare, and the brunt of this play sounds just like its simplified name, Ghost Flare. So first we got the horns alignment. The quickest way to identify that is two people near the elbows of the free throw line. They're not always going to be directly on the elbows, but it is what it is. So first we got Payne Pritchard. He's going to set the ghost screen right here, and then he's going to get a flare screen from Kristaps Porzingis. So first he's going to set the ghost screen, and the reason I love ghost screens, especially against switching defense, is because it gets the defense thinking one thing and they get a little bit comfortable. So as Payne Pritchard comes up to set this ghost screen, you're going to see how this impacts Deuce McBride, right? He's going to see it, get comfortable, and he's going to plant his feet right there as if Payne Pritchard is actually going to set this screen, and he's going to prepare to switch onto Derek White. But Payne Pritchard gets out of it really quickly. He's lagging behind. Pritchard sets the screen, but then we get right into Chicago action. Chicago/zoom action is a dribble handoff in which somebody receives a pin down before they go get a dribble handoff. So you see Al Horford, he twirls the screen right here. He's going to set the pin down. Payne Pritchard is going to come get this dribble handoff. Now, what's important about this is that the Knicks don't want to switch their guards onto bigs. So this is going to force Deuce McBride to fight over both of those screens, and he's not going to give any help to Al Horford or Kristaps Porzingis on this roll. So as he's trailing, Again, the switch in defense, Mitchell Robinson, even though that's not the plan for him to be on, Deuce McBride to be on Kristaps Porzingis, he's going to have to switch up because Peyton Pritchard is a good shooter and he's going to launch this. Now that leaves a 2-on-1 situation with the roll and Al Horford at the 3-point line, and Karl Towns just fouls. All right, so here the Celtics are going to take advantage of the Knicks switching defense again, doing a good job of that, using ghost screens, using off-ball screen actions, and this time they use a slip by Al Horford with the drag screen. So a drag screen is a screen by a trailer in semi-transition or in transition. So he's going to do that. Again, the defense is prepared to switch. Karl Towns sets his feet. Al Horford gets directly out of that screen with a slip. He gets the switch on Mikal Bridges, and he bully balls him. All right, so here the Celtics are going to go to Horns corner ducking. Horns alignment, of course, easiest way to identify that is 2 people at the elbows of the free throw line, which Jaylen Brown and Al Horford are right here. Corner ducking, right? Jrue Holiday in the corner right here is one of the strongest guards in the NBA. He has the ability to post up smaller players, to post up bigger players. And if the Celtics think that he has a matchup that he can take advantage of in the post to either get a score or to go to the free throw line, they do a nice job of giving him space to do what he needs to do. So here on this Horns play, the 2 people at the elbows of the free throw line are just going to come up to the 3-point line and give supreme spacing and clear out for Jrue Holiday to duck in and get a post opportunity. He does that on campaign and he gets a foul. All right, so here the Celtics are going to go to ghost ram action, and I don't think this was a set play call. I think Jrue Holiday just instinctually set this screen on Jalen Brunson, and then it freed Peyton Pritchard to go do this. And again, the ghost screens, the slips, the off-ball actions were really prevalent in this game. So, of course, it is a off-ball screen for somebody to go set a ball screen. So, Jrue Holiday sets that on Jalen Brunson. He forces the switch for Deuce McBride. Peyton Pritchard comes up like he's going to set the screen, and then he gets out of it on the ghost screen again. While I love ghost screens, they get the defense thinking one thing, they get them comfortable. Deuce McBride comes over to this side of Jaylen Brown thinking that Peyton Pritchard is actually going to set this screen and he's going to be switching, but no, Peyton Pritchard goes out to the wing. Because Deuce McBride is late, he pump fakes him, he flies by, and he hits a 3. All right, so the Celtics take advantage of the switching defense again and get the switches that they want. So they're going to go to Chicago action again. Of course, the pin down for somebody to go receive a dribble handoff. Jrue Holiday says that. Derek White's going to come out, and we're going to force a switch with Karl Towns to get off of our center. Jrue Holiday has Jalen Brunson on him, and then we're going to combine this with a ghost screen. Of course, again, against the switching defense, Jalen Brunson is prepared to switch, but Jrue Holiday gets out of that screen quickly. He goes to work on Jalen Brunson, and he gets an N1. All right, so here after the made basket, the Celtics push the pace and they get into some empty corner handoff action. And what that does is this corner being empty, it takes away the closest tag man. So now the closest tag man is coming from the wing. He has to come all the way down to help instead of being right here and just having to step up. And then again, we talked about the ghost screens, we talked about the off-ball actions, we talked about the slips. After the handoff, Jrue Holiday slips right freely to the basket and he gets a layup. And again, the Celtics taking advantage of the Knicks switching defense. They have some miscommunication here on this ghost screen. Sam actually puts hands on Karl Towns for 1 second, then gets out, and that just causes so much confusion, and Jrue Holiday gets an open 3. All right, so here we got Spain PNR again. Luke Cornett is going to set the on-ball screen, and this is just a phenomenal back screen here by Peyton Pritchard. Gets Karl Towns all the way hooked. Deuce McBride, of course, is not going to help on the roll by a big man, and Jaylen Brown throws it up. Luke reverse jam. All right, so this is the start of the Celtics stagger series. I tweeted that they ran this 5 times in a row and got different type of scores on all of them. They only ran it 3 times. It was a little bit of an exaggeration. I'm sorry. The first one, it was a little bit of freelance. It was loose and it just happened. But these 2 plays are really fun and they're really good to detail. So let's get into them. So, of course, stagger action is named after stagger screens. Stagger screens are 2 of the same off-ball screen set with just a little bit of space in between them. So Derek White and Luke Cornett are facing the exact same way, and you see they have space in between them. All right, so this is the start of the Celtics stagger series. I did tweet that the Celtics ran this 5 straight times and got different scores on all of them. They only ran 3 times. It was a little bit of an exaggeration. I'm sorry. And the first one was like really freelance. It was loose, but they did run it. But these 2 plays are really fun and they're really fun to detail. So let's get into it. So first, of course, we got stagger action. Stagger action is named after the stagger screen. Stagger screens are 2 of the same off-ball screen set with just a little bit of space in between them. So you see Derek White and Luke Cornett, they're facing the same way. Well, let's actually get them a little bit closer. So Derek White and Luke Cornett are looking the exact same way, about to set the exact same screen with just a little bit of space in between them. So the first thing that happens is Derek White sees a lane to cut. So he tries to cut, it's not there, so he comes back. Now the Celtics get into their stagger twirl action. So of course, you've seen that Derek White was the first screen in this action. Him and Luke Cornett was the second one. What the stagger twirl is, Payton Pritchard is going to act like he's going to come off both of these screens, but then he's going to just twirl Derek White, and he's going to become the first screener. Then Derek White is going to have the opportunity to come off both of these screens. So that's exactly what happens here. Payton Pritchard twirls it, and now he's the first screener. Now Derek White comes off the first one, but as he's trying to come off the second one, Deuce McBride top locks him. So what that does is that it opens a lane to cut to the rim again. So what Luke Cornett does, he does a nice job of changing the stagger screen and turn it into a back screen. Now Deuce McBride is lagging behind as Derek White's cutting. Karl Towns does not react fast enough. Good timing on the pass by Jaylen Brown and layup. All right, so of course we got part 2 of the stagger action. We got Derek White and Luke Cornett in the same alignment right here with the 2 screens. And Jrue Holiday sees that there's so much space here. I think the Knicks just gave up at this point, honestly. It's 3 minutes left. They're down more than 20. It is what it is. So he's trying to go over there, and he's like, nah, I'm just going to use both of these screens. And he gets a wide open 3. But that is the video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe, and share any and every one that you can. Just read out there a little bit more. And I will see you guys in the next video. This is Nick. Peace.